NASCAR Next Still Cup Racing on Fox is brought to you by Sunoco, the new official fuel of NASCAR. Good enough for NASCAR, good enough for your car. Let's get out of Steve Burns for today's Craftsman adjustment.
Hey, Mike, in the garage area this morning, a lot of crew chiefs talking about making their cars adjustable. This is one of the key ways they can do it here at Darlington. This is a spring rubber. It fits into the spring like this. This little handy tie will help them pull it out on a pit stop. Here's another one. They call this a half a rubber. They'll also do it in a quarter rubber. They can also insert these during the race, but that takes a long time. If they're going to adjust, they'd rather pull it out.
Thanks, Steve. Michael Waltrip has taken his Napa Chevy to the garage area. He hit the wall on lap 9. They made repairs, got him back out, and now he's done. How's this race going to play out? We listened in on Kurt Busch, and he sees it much like we do.
How many laps was that long run halfway through the race?
That was 61.
10-4, you could go either way here. Gear us up for that long finish, or just give me tires and we'll race them and expect another yellow. We got to make an adjustment if we're going to be good for 62 laps.
And Darrell, I almost believe you have to go ahead and make that adjustment, thinking that this race may go green the rest of the way. If it don't, you can undo that adjustment for a short run at the end.
Yeah, there's going to be another caution. There might even be 2 more cautions, but there's going to definitely be 1 more. And this is the worst time of the race. This is when you have to hold your breath right here, because you know, running out of time. The old hourglass is just about empty. So it puts a lot of pressure on guys.
The old lady in black is standing tall right now.
She's just laughing all over. She's going to laugh herself to death.
18 lead lap cars on the outside lane for this restart. Here we go.
55 laps to go.
Kurt Busch leads Bobby Labonte, Robbie Gordon, Mark Martin, and Jimmy Johnson to turn 1.
Rusty Wallace in the 2 car. Remember, he had made that green flag stop right before that caution. He's actually 3 laps down right now.
Yeah, he was a lap down when he came to pit road. Boy, Casey came back in there, guys. He got Matt Kenseth and Brendan Gaughan. They got side by side and caused Casey to have to really check up.
Nice day today for Darren Cope. Lap down, had a top 10 qualifying effort here from the quarter window of his Arnold Motorsports number 50, showing you just how close they get to that barrier.
Inside low, inside low.
And that's in the middle of the corner where he was at.
Yeah, they're still there.
He was just working with us with that shot.
The bunch of them, hang in there.
It's really close down here in 3 and 4.
You'd have to really play him with that throttle all the way off the corner on the straightaway. The straightaway, this is well over 180 miles per hour against that wall.
Well, I tell you, Bobby Labonte is coming off of turn 2 over there.
Jamie McMurray drops to the bottom. Moving on the lap car, Brian Vickers, and we've got a fight for the lead brewing.
Yes, we do. Bobby Labonte, as you said, Darrell, Michael Fatback McSwain, that whole group, they've just been making the right adjustments all day long on that race car.
Yeah, he's really good over here off of turn 2. He just really gets off of there much better than the 97 does.
But is he measuring him now? He was right to Busch's back bumper. Now he's dropped back a couple of car lengths. Steve.
Mike, hard to believe, but Bobby Labonte has not led a lap in 2004. On lap 233, when they stopped, they made small air pressure adjustments because the 18 car was tight. Half a pound in the left rear, half pound out of the right front, half pound out of the right rear. And one quick note, Brian Newman's team made no adjustments to the 12.
Guys, one thing I've noticed from down here, fastest lap of the race has just been run by your leader and the guy in second place. And one other thing I want to ask DW, hey buddy, when do you stop racing the racetrack and start racing the competition?
Well, that's what I said, Jeff, on this restart. Now, you know, the taking it easy and racing the track is over with. You got to figure out how you're going to win this race now, but you don't want to take yourself out like we saw Jeff Gordon and this couple of guys do here in the past. You got to really race hard, but you got to be careful.
But guys, you know the biggest thing Bobby Labonte in the 18 car understands about this racetrack, you have to be there at the end. He's been running at the end of 17 consecutive races here at Darlington.
And Robbie Gordon in third right now, trying to hold off Jimmy Johnson, who's off his left rear quarter panel. There's Johnson to the inside. Whoa, Gordon almost got a piece of it. Elliott Sadler just went past Mark Martin, 5th place.
They've said a lot about Elliott today. He was the other one I was thinking of. Jeff Gordon and he were racing here last year, I think it was. They both hit the wall off of turn 2, racing each other.
Yeah, Elliott Sadler, he faded a little bit in the middle of the race, but Todd Parrott and that group, they've been getting it better now here in the later stages. And you can see right there over in turn 3 and 4 how much that corner's getting shaded now. The racetrack is really cooling down there.
Elliott Sadler has now come back to 5th, Matt.
And a great day also by the pit crew that has been servicing Elliott Sadler. They picked up 5 spots on his last stop, and they've been picking up a spot or 2 every stop today. An outstanding afternoon. Elliott on the last stop, Todd Parrott tried to adjust that car with a track bar adjustment to go up. He was just too tight in the center of the corner, and he also shoveled the air pressure, just trying to help Elliott out a little bit here at Darlington, currently in the 5th position.
But DW, as hard as the 31 and the 48, and now the 38, especially Robbie Gordon and the 31, as hard as they're running their race car, right now, Kurt Busch and the 18 are content up there, kind of running single file. They're, not only is Robbie Gordon using his race car up, I mean, he's doing what he needs to do, but he's using it up, but that group's getting away.
Yeah, well, not a whole lot he can do about that because those 2 cars are pretty fast.
Yes, they are.
You know, they're just kind of driving away from everybody. He's just trying to keep Jimmy Johnson behind him right now. He's had a good car all day, and it's been good on long runs. So, you know, maybe he'll ease on the way here. That's what he's thinking.
I think I've got the answer to my own question. Bobby Labonte caught Kurt Busch, got right up to his back bumper, then settled in 2 or 3 car lengths back. Now he's back to his back bumper again. Patience.
Yeah, he's just waiting for Kurt. You know, don't beat yourself. Don't forget that. Don't beat yourself. Put the pressure on the guy in the lead and make him beat himself. Bobby Labonte is a patient race car driver.
And that's one reason he's been running at the end of 17 consecutive races here. But Dick Bergman, what's going on with Robbie Gordon in that 31?
Oh, you mean besides trying to hold off Jimmy Johnson that's all over his back bumper? Well, a couple of laps ago, Robbie Gordon called on the radio and said that the car is a little bit free. Richard Childress, the team owner, got on the radio and said, take care of your stuff. You've got a top 5, top 10 car there. Hitch your marks. That's the game plan. Hitch your marks. Keep that 48 behind him.
Take it to the bank.
Yeah, what Richard Childress is telling him is Bobby Labonte in 18 is really putting pressure on Kurt Busch right now is, look, we have had a terrible season. We've had 2 DNFs. A good top 5 finish here will not be bad.
In fact, it's been 18 races since Robbie Gordon had a top 10 finish. So this is a great turnaround for them.
And I would probably say that was that win at Watkins Glen more than likely. But just look at our track temperature right now. Remember, turns 3 and 4 right here, it was 111 degrees, and back there at 1 and 2, it was about 80-something degrees. So 3 and 4, remember, it's the one getting the shade, Jeff Hammond. It's really cooling down.
Really is there as far as that's concerned, Larry. But Darrell, the one thing I want to know from your vantage point, these shadows, when you go up into those corners now and the wall turning black, is it difficult for the driver to keep the car off the wall now?
Jeff, I tell you, down here in 3 and 4 where the track is really shaded, when you come into that area where they are right now, those lead cars, it's very difficult to see that outside retaining wall. And that's where Kurt Busch is so ever so close. I just keep waiting for something to happen down there. And here comes the 42 car of Jamie McMurray on pit road with tire smoke.
Yeah, this is not scheduled. Matt, what's the problem?
Mike, about 8 laps ago, he came on the radio and said, I've got a vibration. 2 laps later, he says, the vibration is only in the corners, but it's also making my car tight. And he says, I think I may have a loose wheel. So they called him down pit road. Jamie made the call, slides to a stop, almost slides through his pit. As they go to work on the right side of the car, they're talking about possibly making an adjustment. Now look how close the car is. They may have a little bit of trouble. Yeah, see the jack handle hits the wall. It's going to take a number of pumps to get that car out. He's too close to the wall, sliding into his pit. A slow stop for Jamie McMurray. Doesn't John force out. Loses a lot of time here on pit road.
Yeah, he was pitted toward the inside of the pit box as if expecting only the right side tires might be changed. That's where he ended up.
Yeah, that's sliding what did that. It got him slid in too close to the wall.
Ricky Rudd back in the race after a lot of damage to his watercraft board. And here is the pass for third place.
Jimmy Johnson in the 48. Remember, he'd been working Robbie Gordon in the 31 about the last 15 laps. Robbie Gordon complained about his car being loose. Jimmy Johnson in the 48 finally capitalized.
And now Elliott Sadler moves on Robbie Gordon.
And I tell you who else is moving on Robbie Gordon. Mark Martin in that 6 car just keeps getting stronger as the day goes on.
You see what I'm seeing? All of the old age and treachery, all of these older experienced drivers moving toward the front as this race winds down.
They always, the cream rises to the top, as they say.
And again, Bobby Labonte had a run on Kurt Busch, backed out to save his stuff until when?
Yeah, he's just kind of annoying him right now, distracting him.
Just to update you, Jamie McMurray in the 42 car, he is about a lap and 3/4 down right now, but he does have those 4 fresh tires. Matt.
Larry, Matt, 4 fresh tires. Great diagnosis by Jamie. He did indeed, looking at the wheel, had a loose wheel.
Pretty much with 38 laps to go, that's probably going to take him out of the equation of at least contending for the win.
They're explaining when you take that wheel off, how do you tell if it was loose?
You'll look at the lug hose where the lug studs go through, and they'll be egg-shaped or oblong. That's the giveaway. But you have to change 4 because he can't tell. It's vibrating so bad, he cannot tell which one possibly might be loose.
Ryan Newman was the quickest car on the racetrack. He was coming to the front, but now he's settled back in 8th place as the lead. Whoa, about to change hands. Bobby Labonte made his move. Kurt Busch came down a little bit. They're still at it.
Bobby's so good off the 2 over. Now, Kurt's going to get him back right here. He's good in 3 and 4. Where he got beat last year here was he wasn't very good in 3 and 4. This year, he's good in 3 and 4. He's suffering a little bit off the 2 over there. Bobby Labonte is good off the 2.
Yeah, Kurt last year could not put the throttle down coming off turn 4. He got that wheel spin. That's how Ricky Craven got up beside him.
He's a little loose off of turn 2 over there, which you will be if you're going to be good down on this end of the 3 and 4 end of the racetrack.
Right there, that's where Bobby Labonte gets a run on him.
Yeah, he gets a run on him there. Kurt's loose, but that helps him in the shaded, and down here in the shaded end of the racetrack.
I think it's getting a bit serious for the lead here. We're about to ask Steve Burns what has happened to Ryan Newman.
Hey, Mike, he said he has gotten tight, and to make matters worse, he needs clean air. He's behind lap race cars, and he wants them out of the way.
Yeah, right now he's about almost 10 seconds behind our leader, Kurt Busch, right now. I'm not sure with 35 laps to go, anybody's going to get out of anyone's way.
Kurt Busch, Bobby Labonte, Jimmy Johnson, Robbie Gordon, Elliott Sadler, the front 5 in the Carolina Dodge Dealers 400 on Fox.